Good evening. Quick audio check. Because I've been fiddling with the audio again, as always. Nope, had to bring that with me. Let's see if I'm talking like this. Looks like I'm probably going to be heard. Let's try like that. I suppose we'll see how we do when someone feels like saying something. I suppose what I could do is actually just have that on in the background. Okay. Hope everyone has been having a good evening. Pretty exciting stream ahead. Or at least, today is a pretty exciting stream because today is launch day. The A Game by Its Cover jam ends today, so I have to get whatever we have out the door, which is going to be fun. Not that fun, but it'll be nice to have it public and people will be able to play it. So let's see. No. Can I just have that loop while I'm here? Yeah, let's just get that. Have that in the background at least while we're doing this. It's pretty chill, so yeah. Hello there. It's going pretty well. It's should be a interesting stream. It's a bit of an odd one because, as I was sort of saying just now, is that it's submission day for this game jam, so it's mostly trying to wrap up things as quickly as I can in the next 3 hours to get it out the door. But I think that things are actually in a really good place, so I'm not too worried. I did a lot of interesting stuff off camera, which is not ideal, but gotta be done, so. There's certain things that I don't really want to try and do while I'm streaming as well, because it would tax my machine too much. So I had to do that stuff earlier as well. What's the best kind of stream? Wait a second. Ah, yes. I suppose it would be kind of your panicked excitement type thing. I mean, we've got approximately just a little under 3 hours before the actual submission time. I probably don't actually need all of that. It depends on how ambitious we're feeling. I'm sort of Struggling in my head to get motivated though. Let's do something. Okay. I don't need this on now because it'll play from the game. Let's make us a track, because that's the first thing that's sort of important here. I need 2 more tracks that are like proper tracks. So, oh, sound effect, eh? I don't need that. I like to live on the edge with many tabs. Right. I thought it would be cool having this track sort of end up splitting in 2 and stuff, but it served its purpose at least. So let's start again. I should have put like a clear all button or something in here, but sometimes you just have a lot of tabs, you know? I mean, I complain a lot about my computer stability issues, and that's probably contributing, in all honesty, but it is what it is. So... let's do that. I kind of wanted these tracks to be based on real places. I sort of, like, I'm trying to imagine this as if these were in Neo-Tokyo, because that's the setting that we've gone for. So I'm trying to imagine what kinds of streets you'd have in a mega city like that. So I imagine that you'd have like your crazy sort of highways that you might get in some parts of America and things. And they have them in Japan as well, where like you've got these big exchanges and stuff. So you might not be able to get to all of the track necessarily, or you might sort of come back to them later. I did fix the bug. It was a subtle thing, actually. I actually dropped the fix for that today as well. Well, at least I released it. The Dome release candidate I fixed today. So, is available for anyone to try and work with. The only problem is I can't easily check Discord if there's noise and stuff going on, so it's a bit awkward. But yeah, it was actually really good because so what happens, for context, is that I had a bug on my previous stream on Monday where you'd tell the window to resize and it would sometimes for no reason like misalign the mouse. So you'd click somewhere, but it would, or you'd have the mouse somewhere and it wouldn't think that you'd put the mouse in the right place and click something else. And that was happening because you'd tell Dome, open the window to be X and X size. It was like 960 or something. And the window would get set to that size, but it would try to set it to that size, but you can only actually open a window so far on Mac OS X. You see this thing at the bottom where I can't actually open it below the dock. I'm trying, I just can't open it. So it would get caught there, and it wouldn't update the internal representation of how big the window actually was, it would think it was at the size I'd set. Leading to inaccuracies in where the mouse was. So I had to figure out a way to get the real size of the window, because the window didn't know. At least as far as SDL was concerned. So yeah. So I'm imagining this to be like a motorway, as we'd call them in the UK, or a highway, I suppose. Yeah. I do enjoy those sorts of streams. They're fairly interesting when I'm digging around in the internals a bit. And assuming that I continue doing these once the jam is over, I'd be happy to show off a bit more. A whole bunch of PRs got opened for Dome over the last month or so, and then just sit down and work my way through them. So might be a fun way to pass the time. I'm also going to keep working on this game as well, because we still have ideas for things and all sorts. So. Feels very painterly doing this sort of side-to-side putting down of tiles. I don't really have better tools for that. Guess I could make better tools real quick, but I don't want to get too distracted, and it's one of those sorts of equations you have to do in your head. How much time does this save versus how much time does it take to put in? And you're never really sure how much it's worth something, you know? So I thought today at least, I'm probably not going to do that. We'll just sort of paint it by hand. Probably here, the work continue. Maybe this bit's sort of in construction, so you can't get to it yet. Like, this is one of the sorts of mean things I can do, which is just have the track be unconnected and unusable, to give it that impression of being unfinished. The problem is that I've got no background or scenery or props or anything right now, so it doesn't really have an easy way to convey the sense of place. That road's actually too wide. Let's bring that back in. It should be here. I have a bad habit of making a level editor in the middle of a jam for things. I find it is much... it's a really helpful thing sometimes to have your editing tools in your engine. The quickest approach to level editing would be to have the file be just your text file or something, and then just going in and modifying stuff. And that works most of the time for a lot of things. If you're doing any sort of tile map stuff, that really works really well. But because I've done hex maps here, the data storage system is a bit tricky to work with, because it's got to do calculations to figure out where on the screen it is, what tiles are adjacent to what, and there's no nice text representation of that. So I needed a in-engine editor. And it's actually not that difficult at all, if I'm honest. It works out pretty well. Let's take that one out. That one out? I think so. That one. Now that looks unfinished. There we go. Let's probably do that. Give you a bit of time to turn back around again. But then the main track can continue. I guess the road could have widened up completely up here, but not sure. Actually, how long has this gotten so far? I think that you don't want it to stay straight for too long, so maybe the start line will actually be here, like that. Let's go around the corner. Yeah, having a bigger eraser might have been a good idea, but it's fine. Plus, I like making tools. There's something particularly satisfying about making tools to make stuff. So, yeah. Let's say that we do that. I love that the menu music for this game works really well for editing music as well. I think if this was one of the more upbeat tracks, I might have gone a bit strange by now. It's actually quite funny. I probably wouldn't have made this track editor in the way that I did if I hadn't seen a post about Lux Engine, which was showing off an algorithm for this sort of smooth line drawing thing. So the fact that I can do that and not have any breaks is actually surprisingly not obvious. Some engines can't keep up with the mouse properly, so you get gaps because it's like, oh, the mouse was here and then it jumps a couple and then it jumps a couple, and so you end up with holes. So what this editor's actually doing is it's interpolating between positions so that you don't get holes, leading to nice smooth filling options. I kind of wish I'd done a flood fill, but I don't think there's a sensible way to do that. Right, and we're going to go up from here. I was posting in the Dome Discord that I actually have a pretty nice tile map editor for square tiles already in the works. So I might have to polish that off at some point. Because it had some nice features to it around, like it felt a bit like a painting app in a way. Because it had, like, you'd have the canvas and then you'd like pop onto the screen a palette to pick your next square from, which just felt so much easier than having to go all the way to the side and come back. It just sort of pops up where you are in an intuitive way. At least I thought it was intuitive. That's the thing. For all of this sort of stuff, you never really know for sure. That's too wide. Do that. Do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This line. I think it's a cool thing as well that while it is intended to make games, Dome can be used to make just desktop applications for whatever you need. Yeah, that's right. I was talking about RxI's tile map editor and things, and there a few others came up in discussion because we're looking at implementing a JSON parser so that people can use JSON, because a lot of tile map editors output their data in JSON, which is a decent format. It's good. It just is annoying to have to put a parser in for because it's annoying, because it's complicated. Well, a little complicated, not very much. But oh, I could be really mean and actually change this direction again. So actually, what if we did that? Yeah, let's do that. It's going to be fun. I've not really tried sharp turns yet. This could be... actually, no. No. Let's do it a little bit later. I want the starting track bit to be a bit smooth. Just go for a bit, you turn for a bit, you go for a bit, and then we make it more complicated. Like, ideally, I'd have liked it if I could have done like multiple layers to this track or something, so that you could go underneath or on top or whatever. But it's not possible right now. Occlusion culling. Do you mean what it's doing down in the bottom corner as I move around this thing? Down here. Because if that's what you mean, it's actually it's a rendering optimization, but the aspect ratio for the game is different from the editor, so we're seeing more of the screen here, which is why you can see it. Because it basically measures a certain distance away from the center of the screen and draws that much, but the screen is denser here, so we can actually see the effect of the view culling, whereas that would be off screen normally. Ooh. Now, this editor isn't perfect. It does have a couple glitches to it. Okay. That's probably one too many. Yeah. Like, in some ways, if I could just have a brush that was the correct size, this would be easier. So then at least you'd be able to keep like a consistent track width without worrying too much about it. And I can kind of probably do that fairly quickly because there's tools for generating hexagons of any size in my code already. But it's probably not time for that. Yeah. I can't do a proper flood fill because there's no bounding outside, so you'll probably just fill the entire map. Although the problem actually is that there is not a fixed size to the map. So there's no end to stop at, which could crash the game. And that was my main worry with doing a brush fill. Okay, let's try the sharp turn here. I'll get around this corner and then I might try and do that real quick. Take a dive into the editor code because that could be fun. And I'm partially here to entertain, so if there's things that people want to see, I can sort of work a little bit around that. As long as it makes sense to do so. This could be quite a difficult turn to do in armor vehicles, actually. So I suppose we'll find out. People might hate this track. Because you basically have to slow right down to get around this corner without difficult crashing. Or you just crash instead. That might be faster. I'm looking forward to seeing people trying to speed run this, or at least get the best score. Because, who knows, like plot out optimum paths or something. Let's very quickly see if we can get a brush size in there. So, size equals 1, that's our default. So, let's bring to the hexagon. And then go, if I'm over here, that list, because basically I want to generate a list of positions from where you're touching to put down spaces. Turn the list, list.add. So we basically just generate a bunch of coordinates. And this algorithm you can pull off of, there's a guide for doing hex stuff, so I don't really need to think about it. and I'm already using it. Ideally, I wouldn't copy and paste it like this, but I've got time issues, so I just want it done. Radius equals size. Thank you very much. Set. So no. But I do need to do this. Like that. For space in get brush mouse hex space spaceship. And this could cause performance issues, what I'm about to do here, because the interpolation might get messed up. So I might have to take this back out again. So now I just need to be able to increase the size, which is pretty easy to do. Keyboard dot just pressed, and I'm going to use this key to do size equals m.mid size +1. Oh, actually that should just be like that for subtraction. And then if I want to do increase, I actually don't care about the maximum size at all. Like that. Print. And then I want to go grab the size and put this 10 down and say, hey, there you are. Oh no, that's a mistake. You should really use square brackets for +1. I'll come back to that in a moment. Brush size is this. How are you doing? Since you have arrived. Oh, you mean for the brackets as the keys. I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you. The reason I was using minus and equals is that equals is actually the plus key as well. I'm off by 1. But there we go. Oh, that makes sense. Can you tell how often I do this? Fair enough. I basically do the same thing whether you're here or not. For reference, Jessilator is my partner, but she's not here right now. Yes. So this should be okay now. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. All right. So in this case, our tracks are like that. Oh, there we go. I can't at the moment. I wouldn't really. I'd have to have some other setting to do that. Oh, that's a bug. Oh no, there we are. That's fine. No, basically, I mean, I could. It's what for? I just realized that I didn't actually want to do any of this bit, so let's just come out here and do it again. Yeah, so I started doing all of this today, and then started getting annoyed that it was taking so long. Oh, that felt good. Okay. I mean, this is like a super nonsensical road, but it'll make for an interesting race. What I don't have is an undo button. That is more difficult to put in. Oh, that's interesting. But I can erase it a good size as well, so that's good. It'd be good if I had like a cursor to show what I was going to touch, maybe, but... I think this will do. Let's see, so the track at the moment is like here, take a right, and the left, I think we'll go sort of, no, we'll go clockwise, no, yeah, we'll go clockwise. Because now I can do that. And just do the whole road all at once. They don't. They can end wherever. So in theory, I don't have to actually go back to where I started or anything. I'm trying to make them seem like realistic-ish roads. This is the sort of thing I'd want you here for, because you'd be pretty good at designing it. Maybe. I'd need a map of it to try and do something with, but that could be fun. Oh. Because that's something I considered doing, was taking a couple of well-known tracks and copying them. And my only concern with doing that is that they would most likely have been actual racetracks, which means they wouldn't have been street racetracks so much. Crossover is more of a problem. I can't do multi-layer type things because you just take the shortcut otherwise. No bridges or anything like that right now. Yeah. I want to, because it limits what kind of tracks you can actually make, not being able to do that. But kind of wish I could zoom out a bit, but I can't. So. Let's do that. Maybe sort of being able to change lanes a bit might be interesting. Do you mean this one? Like that. That seems sensible. Probably go a little bit more. Yeah. Oh. Nope. I'm not used to having the brush like that now, so it's going to happen every time. Okay. Like that, maybe? I think that's probably smooth enough. There. Okay. Why do you say that? What could possibly be wrong with having an extra brush? Could be nothing, right? There's nothing wrong with this. It's fine. Put it down. Something's up with my buttons, though. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay, let me fix this real quick because it's actually interfering with my ability to do stuff properly. So I'm just waiting for it to save. When the mouse is above or on the bar at the top there, you can't actually change the size of the brush. Because of some things that stop you pressing buttons in the wrong places and things. So it's basically doing a bunch of checks here. So all of the button pressing stuff has to go there. And really, I want all of that to be 192 plus 82 plus 10. 28. Just to put it a bit more sensibly. Just. Because now the button brush size can just increase. Let me just go fix one more thing and then I'll go back to it. Hello, werewolf. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty well. It's been a good day. I'm obviously a little bit panicky about getting this done, but I'm also really excited. I had to do some stuff earlier in the day to prepare, so it's been on my mind pretty much the whole day. What am I doing? It's totally gone. Let's go have another look and it'll come back to me. I remember. So the problem is the brush size at the moment can actually go too small because I'm doing subtractions. That should actually be maximum 1. There we go. No, I'm having a good day though. Got all the sound effects in, I think, for the moment. Got all the music playing properly. Working on this track a little bit now. And getting the editor to be a bit more friendly to use. I mean, it helps that the jam was a month long, or a month and a half long. Oh my god. I keep doing that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the fact that it was so long really helps achieve a lot. Plus the fact that I did come in with some existing code. Everything makes it a little easier. Every time. Okay, I wonder if it would make sense to have it reset the brush size when you change your color in gigantic quotes, or if that's just a me thing. The fact that you have to go button by button to get back to 0 is a little annoying as well, so I probably want something to deal with that. But let's say that we are going to turn here. Well, yeah, I meant by color. What I really meant was the selection. So if I'm going from putting down road to putting down blocks or walls, it should reset the brush size to 0 or to 1, so that I don't just smush a bunch of road back onto the thing. Which is what I was doing. Like that. Really, I do need the like a mouse guide cursor type thing. It depends on what you mean by polish. Like what like feels particularly unpolished at the moment. I mean, the sound effects are in. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's. Oh, I could put some screen shake in. That's like the standard bit of polish people go for, isn't it? Do I have screen shake code somewhere, I think. I don't know. My main priority right now is just to get these tracks done. I thought 3 tracks is enough to ship with, and I can add more over time. And there's obviously more that could be done, but I think what I want to do actually is very quickly go and set an alarm on my phone for about 10 o'clock. If I'm still working in an hour's time on this, then it's time to ship, I think. Oh, it'd be good if I could like select a bunch of stuff and move it. Ooh. There's a lot of things I could do to this when I ship it, but thank you for the support. So I could be tricky here. and just add some extra road in that you can't use because that's hilarious. Nope. That's in the wrong place. But yeah, it'll be good, I think, to develop both the game and the editor a lot more to be more friendly, so that people can also make their own tracks if they want to. Like that. That might be a bit too much, actually. Let's do that a little bit further up. Yeah. I'm worried about the screen size, I guess, because someone could go here and feel terrible that they can't actually get round there and were cheated out of their win or whatever. But I suppose you have to learn the track as well, don't you? So. I suppose it'd be nice if the camera could be moved around with like arrow keys or something, but not the end of the world. The fact that you have no indication where any stuff actually is isn't ideal. Yeah, I wasn't sure how interesting this particular stream would be while I'm making tracks, so I don't know. How's your day been anyway? Oh, that's good. Routine really helps for a lot of stuff, I find. Like, just making myself work on this twice a week for the last month and a half has definitely made it a hell of a lot better. Sure, it'd be nice to have more people occasionally, but I'm happy that people want to drop by and say hello and see what I get up to. Sounds cool. What sort of things are you working on? Yeah, if you don't mind my asking anyway. Oh, cool. Got to balance out things like that. I don't know how I managed this, but the fact that the finish line is in the wrong place is really annoying. But I know why it is, it's just it annoys me that I can't make that straight in the right way. Think about that. There's no simple way of doing it because you'd basically have an uneven line of winning and losing tiles. So it's like, it's always going to be bad. Unless it was vertical, that's true. I could do it that way. Okay. But there's actually no way of doing that. Like, that's interesting. So these will play nice like that, but then you can't actually have a track that's straight to go up to it. So that there's literally no winning. Yeah, I don't have a good solution to that right now. So we'll just say, crying out loud. Yeah, I think resetting the brush size when I change might be the right move. Like, my favorite way of doing this has been to like do that and then do that so that it feels sort of symmetrical. Or the other, like, you can invert it, so you could do it that way, like that, depending on the track design. Really, you'd want to check. No, it doesn't. The tracks can't actually go horizontal because it's a hexagonal grid. The problem is the finish line. It's not the. Well, no, there's a lot of problems here because it's expected to be a single straight line. Like, let me just do it over here. So, for it to work, you'd basically need to have this sort of pattern, and the line goes straight through the center. But that means that this tile, this tile, and this tile are finish tiles, which means you'd always aim for those over this tile or these tiles. So I guess it evenly distributes the unfairness of the race, which is probably better. But, well, it would look better, but then my auto tiling breaks, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, it's good enough. I can change it later. But it's an interesting thing to have considered, you know? I like that look as a sort of unfinished pattern. Save. Oh. So what I can't tell is how long it's actually taking to save. I'm obviously seeing the message down here, but the save is synchronous, it's not asynchronous, so it should be freezing the whole UI while it saves. So the delay is quite weird to me. Oh, that's pretty fast though, so okay. Let's give it a try. Ah. Yeah. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, the crash effect is new. I did that yesterday. The car sprite has been around since Monday. Or Sunday, I think I put it in. So. Yeah. Plus the sound effects are new. I do that every time now. You kind of accidentally get into rhythm clicking with the songs, which I hadn't really noticed before. So that's fun. That was actually worse than last time, so clearly I have room for improvement. That was good, right? That was pretty cool. So I think that that's the right kind of length for a track. I mean, it could probably be bigger if you wanted. Maybe this one will be bigger, because at the moment it is very small. But I suppose the other question is it better seeing it at this sort of size and resolution, or is it better for the in-game zoomed-in version? Not sure. Vroom. Okay. Before I do this, let me try and put in a cursor real quick, just to soothe my conscience. Or selection. Oh, actually. There's not really a tinting option. That would be quite good. Oh well. Let's just do this the old way then. Don't need that. Oh, no, I do. It should all work out. Render dot draw selection. Get brush. Mouse X. Let's see how that looks. Oh. That's odd. Why would that be like that? Oh. Does that work? Or will that be the same problem? So we're halfway there. Yeah, bit by bit, bit by bit. think the problem here is that we actually don't use that, so that'll probably be better. But maybe not. Ah, there we go. And then, oh my god, that is so much better. Okay. And then I wanted to have one of these just as a reset, maybe. I don't know. It's going to be like one of those sorts of buttons, maybe. And I'm actually going to do that and that because it's more ergonomic to me. Like that. I don't care what other editors do, I want to use these buttons, damn it. Because then I can go up, down, and 0, up, down, 0, up, down, 0. Much better. That's interesting, but not important. You'll get some inaccuracies with the hex editing, hex positioning even. So we wanted to do this track. Hey there, Ruby. Don't worry, this was a test track. It's not a real track. I was just doing some modifications to the editor real quick. Guess you could do that. It's a starting point. So that's done. That one's done. Okay, so what I want to do here there's a lot of situation-dependent inputs to a pathfinding algorithm because you need to know what kind of map is being used and other bits of data have to be quite uniform, so I could see that being quite challenging. It's like you need a distance function in there, you need to know how well, yeah, but it's annoying to have to set all that up beforehand, I suppose. That's sort of my point. Okay. Yeah, it's probably not that bad. I'm overthinking it. So I thought this could be fun. You'd have like a parking lot type thing, because I was watching something recently about that. Yeah, that's interesting. You need one to support the right kind of data types and things as well. Let's just have that be the start. Why does it do that? It sometimes snaps a bit too well as you approach certain things. Yeah. That's going to be that one. Right, so that's a size 4 track. Probably should try and maintain good posture while I do this. Okay. Better, anyway. It's not the best. Don't worry if it looks a little bit blurry on screen, that is in fact how it looks. Because of scaling issues. It's just how it goes. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That was accidentally the right sort of length. Hi there, Adrian. Build, exactly. maybe it would have been good to have a line tool in here at some point as well. Ah. I have to fix that bug at some point as well, but did it somehow lose all my track? Because if so, that is very annoying. Ugh. That's frustrating. Okay, I don't know how that happened. No, it's all in there. Just decided to not show it, I guess. What's up? Yeah, it's one of those days, I suppose. Ah, there we go. That was weird. Not quite sure what happened. Yeah, I know, right? Nothing quite like spooky bugs just before the deadline. I was also patching things in Dome this morning as well, so anything could go wrong at this point. Yeah. 9 AM is a reasonable starting time, though. I was awake this morning at 6. It's only 12 hours, I suppose. Well, no. I mean, oh, actually, let me, yeah, that's fair enough. People are different. You might actually have other issues that might require you to conserve how you manage your energy and things, so actually I shouldn't say that. Still. I guess we're coming down here. Best as we can. They can't. If there's no tile there, then they can't go there. It's one of the first things I usually check because it breaks a lot of things if for whatever reason you end up in the nothing. $11 in the UK, which is 11 o'clock in the evening. But, I think it's meant to be midnight if you weren't on, or if we weren't in British Summer Time. But we are, so it's UTC +1. So I'm going to probably go for another half hour or so, and then start packaging this thing up to publish. I think actually I want to go up. Ugh, I wish I could zoom. Get a better idea of what the track is like. I should change my mind. I want to go in a different direction. Um, why does it do that? Let me just try and bring that back. I think I need to put a cap on how big that jump can be so that I don't go too far away. Let me save that real quick and just do something with the editor so that I don't have that happen to me more often. Just noticed that my code is using new features of random image. Oops! That's a thing that you might want to fix. Because, yeah, what features exactly? I'm a little out of touch with what the current state of things are because I'm stuck on 0.3.0. Oh, index of is pretty useful. What does swap do? Is it literally in place swapping of variables or something? Right. Oh, I see. So for swapping things in a list, that's clever. Good stuff. No, that made that impossible to use. That's because I've actually done that wrong. Wrong diff. I see. does mess a little bit with the scrolling, but in some ways it's actually smoother, so sort of. Let me do that anyway. Okay. Right, there we go. One last pet peeve. Yeah. And then I'm going to go back to editing. Brush. Which is only do all of this over here. But not quite. If mouse if the mouse, I actually want it to be inverted. If it's not down, then draw it underneath, please. Oh, but it still draws it. What? Oh, it's the space bar. That's what I want to. So if the space isn't down, then hide the cursor. Boop, there we go. Boop. Cool, back to it. That should be in a different position. I think people would definitely benefit from a line tool as well. But I can get by without for now. And then to here. Very carefully. Like that. And save that real quick. And no, it's actually bugging me enough that I have to go fix this again. Please put this underneath UI. Thank you. There we go. That. Like that. Maybe trim off a couple of those. I haven't got a lot of imagination for what these tracks could be like. I'm just sort of winging it. And hopefully showcase some interesting features of the game in doing so. But it's hard to say. We did that. Just make it a little wider. Oh. Fine. Right. I'm trying to imagine this bit as like a toll bridge. So it sort of gets wider and smaller, but it stays fairly straight the whole way through. And maybe we could put some little bollardy bits in. Well, actually, it'll be more like that. Maybe. Yeah. Well, then maybe it's better that they're offset so that you have to actually move to hit them. Like that. Give people a chance to make it possible like that. And then they can narrow a bit. So what I want to do here is sort of give the impression of the second lane. Anyone else find hexagons oddly satisfying to look at? Or is that just me, having looked at them for so long? I'm glad that it's not just me then. Okay. Right, so this is a cool trick. You can do that, and then that. Maybe one over. Obviously, you do actually have to let people out of the toll booth area, so let's do that. Probably have it like that. I don't know. Might be fun. Let's have a look. For scenery purposes, I do have to bring this up. And I guess in theory you could drive down there if you wanted, it would just not help you at all. That's really jumpy. Okay. So now at least it should look like this sort of, you sort of join and merge up to this track. Which I guess you could just loop round on the other side, maybe? That'd be kind of cool. I haven't really done a double turn yet, so... Well, a hairpin turn is really what I mean. These racetracks are fairly abstract looking, so I don't have to be like perfectly clean and symmetrical, but it'd be nice to be sort of like that. Maybe there was some barriers that they moved or something to do the race, so that's what I imagine anyway. I don't know, the obstacles could be really annoying, for all I know. I suppose people will maybe try them and let me know. Track is just looking a bit odd. It's unbalanced there. So really, there would have been bits like that, starting to go up. You just won't get to go there. That. This side. Like that. Okay, so you kind of got to do the barreling down the straights sort of bit. To a finish line. Like that. Basically done like that. Let's let it save. Okay. So stream. And I wanted to call it. Don't worry, Werewolf. It's just it's mostly me rambling to myself. But we're sort of coming up to submission hour now, so. Right. So we have an hour left. One last playthrough, real quick. And then... Oof. I only remembered as I was approaching it that there was a hairpin turn here. The game is going to be free. And it's short, like especially on your own. It's really quick. I mean, that was a lot of moves, but like it didn't take me more than what, like 6 minutes? It's nothing. I'd like to make that better looking, but okay. Okay, let me just yeah, 100 copies that are free. Well, I mean, technically you can buy the soundtrack, but the soundtrack is vaguely free as well, so. Because it all comes with the game. Editor, improvements, and finished track. Good enough. Like, I don't mind that there's a bit of rough edges and stuff. It'll be fine. People can complain later and I can fix them. Okay, so that's content done. I'd like to get that in today, real quick, maybe. How would I do it? Okay. I'm going to take a 5-minute break so that I can get a drink, and then I will be right back. So don't go nowhere. Okay. Little intermission. This is going to be, well, this is the longest stream that I've done. So I need a little stretch in the middle. So we have 49 minutes. Let's see what I can do. Vim, main. Ooh, A-star algorithm. I'll have to have a look at that in a bit. If profile 0 dot progress is greater than tracks dot count, then let's put a button here. CTX dot set style button color orange. Background. I basically want this button right at the bottom. Profile 0 is 3. And that should be like that, I think. Oh. Like that. That's good. So what I expect is to not have that button there until you finish this track. Basically what I want is a little message that says, thanks for playing. If you want, you can make your own tracks or subscribe for new ones or something. So, oh nice. Good to see you being productive while you're watching. Cool. I like that it can kind of keep up with the music, so you can kind of get into the rhythm of it. That was better. Time taken. But now you can get more tracks, you see. Obviously this doesn't do anything yet, but... it can put up a little message that says, "Thanks for playing." Okay, so... show message is false. More. And show message can be true. And in the draw, we can basically go all the way down to the bottom. Be like, if show message, then do canvas.rectfill canvas.width over 4 height over 4, and then we can do x, y, canvas.width times. Is that right? Quarter. No, really I want it to be like 3/5 or 2/5. Canvas.height. I mean, I don't need this to look super polished, it's just a little message box, but still. Color.blank, canvas.print. And it'll be like, more tracks coming soon, question mark? No. XY plus 32. Um, 32 plus 16. Watch out for future updates. Make and search your own tracks. Okay, so that doesn't work like that, but you get the idea. So if keyboard.allpressed.count is greater than 0, or mouse.allpressed.count is greater than 0, then show message equals false. Now, I bet you that the image will not appear straight away anymore. No. I'm betting. Yeah, that's what I thought, because it's not checking if it's been pushed down, it's just checking if it's currently down. This is view any. So I want to grab all of that. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I put it in the wrong place. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Headphones are weird like that. There we go. Let's go for thirds. I mean, it is a third, but it's still not great. So let's try for halves. Well, actually, that doesn't work at halves because it's a thing, so you need the width to be two. And this height over but then you might as well just have a width and height. See, it doesn't need to be that big. Maybe like half there, half height. Everything's going to be in the wrong place because I didn't fix other stuff. Oh no, it's not terrible though. I mean, I could probably leave it there. I just want to do a little more. Text equals like that. Just take all this stuff over here and then do for line in text. Oh, line in text line and count multiplied by 16. Stop width of 2 minus the text line count multiplied by 8. The hope is that it just centers all the text. Yeah. Okay, and then we can actually figure out the text line. So this stuff has to come afterwards because I actually want to do the height as 16 times 2 plus the text.count by 16. I think that actually does it. So no matter how much text I actually want to put in, the box will always be the right size, in theory. Let's see. Am I feeling lucky? Almost. It's because that's actually meant to be there. There we go. I might put a little border around the edge. Yeah. I guess we could bring it up a little bit. So more racetracks coming soon. Watch out for making share your own. And I had one extra message in there. Thank you for playing. Yeah, isn't that nice? Okay. I have like other things I could do, but I have to stop now. Got 29 minutes to go. Get status skip commit. Final message. Push. Wait on more tracks message. Everything else I can kind of do after, so it's fine. I have to do, actually there's a tiny fix I need to do. To the profile. The profile has to be based on the current location, because otherwise it won't play well correctly on Mac. So remove profile. Fine. Let's do that. Git ignore. Okay. Right. Feature freeze. So now I need to I need a dome nest, right? So we'll use our little bundling tools. So I think that I only need to do that. Oh. Oh. So that's like the brute force approach, because now, in theory, we could copy. Oh, let's see. So that creates the game.egg file. Dome. I do hate the inconsistent behavior on Mac there. -p. Windows x64 and 32, because that's what I support. And in here, I'll grab all of these. And replace. And then we can go cpgame.egg. That, like that. OS X and Linux. These have got an extra file in because of the fact that these are basically the bundles that I would have released publicly for Dome. Right. So now, just to verify that everything is correct, ALLNIGHTER Windows x64/dome.exe. Takes a little while because it's doing a lot of stuff, but it loads the game. So this is the Windows version running in Wine. Cool. Okay. So then oh. Oh, interesting. I haven't used this to do this in a little while. Prepare. I have a little script that lets me sort this stuff out, so they almost never change that, so that should be number 3, that should be 2. Right. So technically, as far as I'm concerned, that is all but Mac ready to distribute. Mac gets a bit strange because you can try and bundle it up as an app bundle, which is always hit and miss with me. So we'll see how it goes when I try it in a little bit. Let me just put these ones up. Over to the itch page. So I want these two and that one. Oh, well. I guess you just can't do it that way. Because in theory, those should just open up from wherever you try and run them, and they should just work. That's like the fingers crossed hope, because my intention is that Dome is basically drop in like that. Change display name. X64. Move you up. Move you up. Like that. And then we can try and create a little app bundle. So this is harder because there's some config stuff that needs to be sorted. And I've not got a good workflow for doing this. I haven't really done it for a while. So grid all-nighter app, and then see that. So then cpdome to all-nighter contents Mac. And cp gameegg to all-nighter contents resources, like that. And then vim all-nighter contents info. All-nighter. This probably isn't meant to be here at all, but stupid DS store. But then it says that it might be damaged, and I don't know why. Oh. Hopefully that's what we need. Mac OS all-nighter. Just double check that that's fine. And then that should just work. Oh, that's so good. Because then you can bundle that up. And drag it over. Oh, not over here. Why dragging it doesn't work anyway, so that's okay. All right. Move that up. And Mac OS X. What do we just call it? Mac OS now, I guess. Mac, Windows, Windows, Linux. All the emojis. Because it's live, I think. Let me just set that to released. Let's go look at the game page. I mean, this game is currently unavailable. Don't worry, you're not the first person to have made that mistake. Aha, there we go. Ding. No, the game itself is called All-Nighter. Ta-da! Now someone go try it and tell me that it's broken. Oh. Very important thing to do though now is capture screenshots, you know. Oh, that's odd. There should be a dome log file. Can you let me know what's up with that? Oh, okay. I wonder what happened. Stomped it? Oh, fair enough. I'm just grabbing screenshots while you figure out if it works. I assume that's 64-bit Windows. Yeah, Catalina is horrible. You should be able to like right-click and open it. But if not, I can distribute it a different way. I just was... Yay! That's good. Windows is like the reliable one. Apple have made it harder and harder every year for me to run things somehow, so that's fun. Why doesn't it let me upload the screenshot here? There we go. Okay. Just grabbing some... That's probably not the most exciting image in the world, is it? Good enough. I can always change these. I think the crash screen is a lot better. I'm pretty proud of that animation, actually. I mean, it's all simple stuff, but it feels cool. Like, that's kind of your main gameplay sort of shot. So bring that up to there. Am I right in thinking that when you start up the game, you should only be able to play one track? That's right. You should only be able to play the first one. And then as you beat it, you should then be able to do the next one, and then the next one. Cool. Just checking. Fantastic. No, it's a vehicle test track. The idea being that you just got your car for the first time, so you're sort of taking it for a test run. It's not like the track that I'm testing on. Although I could probably have named it better, but yeah. Oh, there we go. That has been me developing All-Nighter. A lot. Yeah, that's submitted. I actually submitted the page yesterday. I just didn't have the downloads up until now. At least I'm pretty sure it's submitted. It should tell me. Yeah, submission. So there we go. Nice. Can I actually change that a little bit? I just want to like that. Can I do that? Oh, yes, that doesn't work. No, only one of you can get recognition then. That's a shame. Because I used technically two Famicase entries to inspire this game. So I was hoping I could give credit to both here, but there we are. I mean, it only took me an extra 5 minutes to get the Mac version prepared. It's pretty good. There's like a 85% chance that the Linux version just works on a machine. But the fact that it's like that easy to get everything set up to go is something I worked really hard to put together. So I just haven't done it for a little while. There should be a fairly up-to-date guide for setting up the distribution of your game. And although I have a special tool for doing this, you can also just use tar, because the egg files are just tar files. Yeah. I don't have like an integrated tool chain in Dome for that, but the bundling is basically all there, I guess. I wanted to bring all the Nest code into Dome at some point because it's basically nothing. But yeah, I owe a lot to you, Ruby, about getting this production ready, I guess, in that sense. All of the static linking stuff was thanks to you, so I'm very grateful. Because it's so much easier. Oh, thank you. Maybe you'll pick up the framework and make something yourself? I kid. But maybe. um, yeah. It should be, well, my hope is that it's really fairly easy to get up and working with. And I mean, I just shipped the entire development framework to anyone who downloads the game because that's how the whole thing works. It's one executable, pretty much. So easy. I'm tired now though. It was intense. Should get rid of that. Yeah, I have the same thing actually. What's up with that? Hey, I would love to, but I don't have enough followers. Apparently, you need a lot of different things to be an affiliate. Yeah, I'm doing not so bad on the notifications. This was weird, but yeah. Wonder what's going on with that. No, I definitely don't have the following at the moment to be a Twitch affiliate. Not gonna happen. I appreciate everyone that's come by to hang out and talk and ask questions and things, though, and watch me struggle. I suppose running the jam probably has more noise associated with it. I'm actually really looking forward to working on the 70 FPS, though. I need to get back to my little engine. I saw a little bit. You always have the prettiest screenshots, so it's hard not to pay some attention. But yeah, Dome doesn't quite compare to Lux in that sense. I don't think it has the performance for it. Let's go have another look though. Actually, let me just post the game and then view the game page. The game is live. Yeah. I have the chat on my phone rather than on my desktop, so. That's what I was doing so well. Oh. Oh, wow. That's some nice aesthetic. Is there a some sort of setting background to the location, or do you just sort of make a place? Let me just go poke Nick real quick. Okay. Yeah, it does look real cool. I see. I do like me a high-end science facility. Which one escapes, usually? Nice work. So that's how Lux looks when you make an FPS, and then we can go have a look at what Dome looks like as an FPS. And it's totally comparable. Okay. I think, yeah. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Thanks for the shout out there, Werewolf. I appreciate it. Oof. Just in time as well. Which one? Do you mean the FPS or All-Nighter? So it's not obvious, but someone could untar the egg file and then just edit whatever. That actually does lead to an interesting problem now I think about it, which is that you can't. I actually don't know what happens if you try and save a new track after editing, because it won't save into the tar file, so I don't know what happens. Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah, I might need someone to test that, or try it myself, actually. Let me do that real quick. Okay, so if I run this version of All-Nighter, I should be able to make a new track, do some stuff. Does it? Ah, it saves it over here. Okay. All right. That's interesting and maybe a bug. I do that every time. It's surprisingly hard to judge the speed and steering. Okay, so that puts the profile there. Oh dear. Stop it. I'm just checking how the saving behavior all works. Okay, so that at least worked. I think it's put the track in the wrong place, so you might not be able to play the fourth one. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's really intentional, but it is how it works. Oh, I guess you can get stuck. Well, that's awkward. Huh. I had never considered that that could be a problem. It's nice that games can surprise you, I suppose. Crash. Yeah, I think that's one of the nicest things about the feeling in this game. It's just that it does feel like you are drifting about the track and steering a real car. In some, well, sort of real car, I guess. The music really goes with it too. Oh, interesting. That didn't increase the thing. Ugh. That's weird. I don't want to debug that right now. Well, I don't want to debug that right now. I'm probably going to. macOS app resources profile 0, 1. Okay, so it just didn't increment it and save it, which is a little odd. Or did it just mess up the... There's probably some algorithmic problem with that I'll have to go and fix. But I thought I'd been all right with it. Because the track index would be 1, so it would increase it to be 2. That's what I would have thought. So maybe it just didn't save properly. I don't know. It's fine. Anyway, I think I'm done for now. No, I don't. I appreciate it. You don't. I think you can donate through Itch if you like, but otherwise, I don't really need anything. Thank you for the thought, though. Yeah, I'm not really set up for this whole streaming thing in any fancy or professional capacity. But yeah, I think I'm probably done for the evening at this point. My brain is a bit fried. So thank you both for hanging out with me this evening. Hope you had fun watching me or listening to me dealing with stuff. So, and for sticking with me through this. Whatever. So, yeah. I suspect that I will continue doing some sort of development next Monday. Not quite sure if it'll be more of this or if I'll just do some Dome stuff. We'll have to see. But thank you and have a good night. Ciao.